Hello students. The next concept we are going to see in 11th chemistry is gram equivalence concept. Okay, it's different. Okay, because you didn't have any idea about this concept. It's a new concept we are going to study only in this 11th standard. Okay, so it's a term we are going to see gram equivalent concept. Okay, okay. So this term, this gram equivalence, is widely used in chemistry, especially in the field of analytical chemistry, which means in the field of researchers, it's most widely used. Okay, okay. When we study about mole concept, it is based on the molecular mass. Okay, without knowing molecular mass, we cannot study about mole concept. Likewise, when we want to study about gram equivalent concept, we must be very familiar with equivalent mass. Is it clear? The mole concept is based on molecular mass, whereas the gram equivalence concept is based on equivalent mass. Okay, okay. Let us see this gram equivalence concept. First definition, what is called as gram equivalent mass. It's very important 3-mark question. Okay, so let us see the definition and then I'll give you the explanation. Okay, the gram equivalent mass is defined as it is the mass of an element, compound or ion that can displace 1.008 gram of hydrogen or 8 gram of oxygen or 35.5 gram of chlorine. புரியுதா? equivalent massனா என்ன? It is the mass of an element or compound or an ion that can displace 1.008 gram of hydrogen, 8 gram of oxygen or 35.5 gram of chlorine. Okay, when we see the example, you will understand very clearly. Okay, look at this equation given here. Zinc plus H2SO4 gives zinc sulfate plus H2. Actually, what is happening here? One zinc atom displacing the two hydrogen atoms from H2SO4. புரியுதா? இந்த ஈக்குவேஷனில் இருக்கிற ஒரு ஜிங்க் வந்து H2SO4ல இருக்கிற ரெண்டு ஹைட்ரஜனை என்ன பண்ணுது? டிஸ்பிளேஸ் பண்ணுது. Which means how much mass of hydrogen is displaced? 2.016 gram of hydrogen is displaced. Because what is the mass of one hydrogen? 1.008, no? Here how much hydrogen is displaced? 2 atoms of hydrogen, which means 2.016 gram of hydrogen is displaced. Okay, so one zinc is able to displace what? 2.0016 gram of hydrogen. But according to our definition, what is equivalent mass? The mass of an atom or compound or an ion which must be able to displace 1.008 gram of hydrogen or 8 gram of oxygen or 35.5 gram of chlorine. So, அப்போ நம்ம என்ன கண்டுபிடிக்க போறோம் அப்படின்னா 2.016 gram hydrogen what is atomic mass of zinc? 63.58 தான் இதனுடைய atomic mass. Zinc உடைய atomic mass. So how we can say 63.58 gram of zinc is able to displace 2.016 gram of hydrogen. இதென்ன நடக்குது இங்க? 63.58 gram of zinc வந்து 2.016 gram of hydrogen displace பண்ணுது. But gram equivalent mass means the particular mass of an element must displace 1.008 gram of hydrogen. So that we can easily calculate. Okay, from the mathematical calculation we can calculate. Look at this calculation. If 2.016 gram of hydrogen is displaced by 65.38 gram of zinc, then 1.008 gram of oxygen will be displaced by how much amount of zinc? So by using this calculation, you will be getting the equivalent mass of zinc, that is 32.69. புரியுதா ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்? என்ன சொல்கிறாங்கன்னு புரியுதா? What is equivalent mass? It is defined as the mass of an element or compound that can combines or displaces 1.008 gram of hydrogen, 8 gram of oxygen or 35.5 gram of chlorine. The definition அப்படியே படிச்சிடணும், ஒரு வேர்டு கூட மாறாமல் எழுதணும். Okay, is it clear? Then when we think about the unit, when we saw about molar mass, we saw that what is the unit? All the units we have to remember. Relative atomic mass means U, that is AMU, unified atomic mass. Then the second one, what did we see? We saw about the molar mass. Molar mass unit to gram per mole. Then equivalent mass has no unit, but gram equivalent mass has a unit of gram per equivalent. Okay, okay, so this is the intro about the gram equivalent mass. And for various substances, we can calculate the equivalent mass for acids, bases, oxidizing agents, and reducing agents. So in all the times we cannot have the calculations like this. Okay, if particular amount of zinc displaces 2 gram of hydrogen, then what will be the mass of the metal used to displace 1.0? அந்த calculation வச்சு எப்பவுமே நம்ம கண்டுபிடிக்க முடியாது. So there is a formula given to calculate the equivalent mass. Okay, that formula is gram equivalent mass is equal to molar mass divided by equivalence factor. Okay, so it's a formula for equivalent mass. Molar mass we can easily calculate by adding the number, by adding the masses of the constituents of a molecule. We can find out the molar mass divided by equivalence factor. Then what is called as equivalence factor? Suppose if you are calculating the equivalent mass of an acid, ஒரு ஆசிடோட equivalent mass calculate பண்ணும்போது இந்த equivalence factor அப்படிங்கிறது basicity. Basicity na என்ன? Number of replaceable hydrogens. If you are calculating the equivalent mass of a base, அந்த பிளேஸில் the equivalence factor ங்கிறது acidity. Acidity means number of replaceable OH minus ion. அதே மாதிரி if we are calculating the gram equivalent mass of either an oxidizing agent or a reducing agent, there the equivalence factor will be number of electrons involved. Okay, so with this the gram equivalence concept over. How to calculate the equivalent mass we'll see in the next video. Okay students, thank you. Go through and learn well.